news. A woman is dead this morning after a shooting in Durham overnight. What we're learning from the scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
The heat is on at least through the middle of the week. I'll show you how many days in a row will have highs near records.
Holiday weekend travel. If you're planning on hitting the road for Memorial Day weekend, we have you covered. The best times to fill up to save a little money at the pump.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here on this Monday morning. It's starting to be bright and early. I can say that now as we have this beautiful sunrise. Let's go ahead and begin our work week. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Renee Chu. Yeah, it's bright and beautiful out there. It's also very, very warm. We'll get to that in just a moment. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. First, let's focus on a beautiful sunrise view.
Yeah, it is gorgeous out there, isn't it? This is a live look from the WRAL department over downtown Raleigh. Very pretty out there, but it is already a bit on the steamy side. 70 is our temperature. A southwest wind at 7 miles per hour is going to keep that warmth coming for the next several days. It's a cooler 64 in Roxborough, but most of us are walking out the door to upper 60s to around 70, 69 Southern Pines and Clinton. It's 68 in Goldsboro, 67 and Rocky Mount and Wilson. Already at lunchtime, we'll be at nearly 90 degrees. We climbed to 94, which will be just 1 degree from a record high for today. All that continues at least through Wednesday, and then a cold front arrives on Thursday. That'll bring us some rain as we kick off the weekend, but it could last all the way through Memorial Day itself. We'll walk you through what we'll see this weekend. Coming up, Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:01, traffic definitely beginning to pick up just a little bit on some of our major routes, including this live look at I-40 Wade Avenue. The headlights coming toward us and the folks coming into the Raleigh-Wade County area. Traffic flowing at a nice steady clip, and that's what we're seeing in all of our major routes heading into the Raleigh this morning. You're coming in from Durham, Wake Forest, Nightdale, all delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
We're following breaking news in Durham. Right now, police are investigating a shooting that killed a woman. This happened before 2 this morning on Rochelle Street near Wake Forest Highway. WRAL's Allie Calabar is there in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Allie, police put down evidence markers just within the past hour.
Yeah, and I counted at least 6 evidence markers. We've seen detectives searching through this area, trying to find anything else they needed to mark. We saw 2 over here to the left, and you can see there are 3 marked in the middle of this grassy area, and then 1 on the sidewalk. We now know from police that the woman who was shot has died. Now, we do want to take you to this video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker earlier this morning. It shows officers focusing the investigation outside of the apartment building. Now, Durham police say officers found a woman shot at Rochelle Manor Apartments. Happened around 1:50 this morning. The woman was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. She has died. Now, we have a lot more questions. We are working to find out the identity, the name of the woman who was shot and killed. We're also working to find out if a suspect has been arrested. I do want to add that within the past 30 minutes, I've listened to police radio traffic. It sounds like the woman was shot in the chest. So we have a lot more questions we're working to confirm with police. Of course, we're staying on top of this. Reporting live in Durham, Allie Calabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. We are also trying to learn more about an overnight shooting in Sampson County. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on Hem Lane near Clinton. Sampson County 911 has confirmed deputies were called out there just after 12:30 this morning. We are trying to find out if anyone was hurt and if there have been any arrests.
We're also looking into this story, Renee, as a man is in the hospital this morning after he was found shot in his car in Durham. And that happened last night near the intersection of Chapel Hill Road and Anderson Street. In fact, the WRAL Breaking News Tracker was there, and we counted more than 20 evidence markers on the ground while officers were investigating. There are homes nearby that had bullet holes through their walls, and police say the man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. And we're trying to learn more about that person and about any possible suspects. Then you have this story. 2 people were sent to the hospital after a crash in Raleigh. This happened on Capitol Boulevard at New Hope Church Road just before 10 last night. Look here, you can see the damage done to these vehicles, including an SUV. Police tell us 2 men were hurt and taken to the hospital, but their injuries are not life-threatening.
The search for a missing kayaker on Roanoke Rapids Lake is now entering its 5th day today. Gaston Fire and Rescue released this drone video yesterday of their ongoing search. The Harnett County Sheriff's Office said they are looking for 20-year-old Angel Martinez. Drone video shows the moment they rescued a man kayaking with Martinez. Sheriff's deputies say they had gotten a call that the man was in the water yelling for help. Dark and windy conditions made the rescue even more challenging, but they were able to do it. Authorities are searching the area where Martinez was last seen.
Well, we do have the latest gas price numbers in from AAA as of this morning. In Raleigh, a gallon of regular is around $4.19. In the Durham, Chapel Hill area, it's looking like $4.24, and in Fayetteville, $4.05. And the North Carolina average for a gallon of gas is around $4.19 a gallon right now. That's actually 38 cents higher from this time a month ago. Let's bring in Kelsey Coffey to talk more about this as we approach Memorial Day. And Kelsey, explain a little bit about how people can save money when they head to gas stations.
Yes, Chris, more than 39 million people plan to hit the road this Memorial Day weekend, according to AAA, and that's as gas prices are at a 4-year high. Gas here at this Exxon on Atlantic Avenue is $4.23 a gallon, just above the average here in Raleigh. On average, it takes $68 to fill up a 15-gallon tank, according to AAA. Here are a few ways you can save. The best days to fill up are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Prices go up on weekends because of higher demand. You can also tighten your gas cap to prevent gas evaporation. Remember to change your air filter every 6 months and make sure you don't ignore your check engine light. To find the cheapest gas prices anywhere, head to WRAL.com and search fuel. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
It appears the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran could be coming to an end. This as President Donald Trump warns Iran that the country is running out of time. President Trump posted this message on Truth Social yesterday after a 30-minute call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In his message, he says Iran needs to move fast or there won't be anything left of them. Peace talks have stalled between the U.S. and Iran in recent weeks. Last week, the U.S. rejected a proposal as the president is seeking to end Iran's nuclear capabilities. The Strait of Hormuz continues to remain closed as the two sides try to make a deal, which is disrupting global oil supply.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center this morning. Oil prices, stock futures reacting now today to President Trump's latest message. Just take a look at the board here at stock futures. We can see that those stock futures fell early today following a record-setting week. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average future slipped more than 300 points or 0.6%. And then you can see the S&P and NASDAQ in the red as well. At one point, we were looking at 0.43%. So crude prices also rose in early trading. Taking a look at the latest data here. We'll pull up this for you really quickly here. You can see that with the latest information that we received from the WTI, up 76% or 0.76% at $106.22 per barrel. And then Brent oil up 0.54% at 109.85. We know that this plays a big role in what we pay here at the pump. Of course, we'll keep you updated here on what we see in the Live Center.
Laura, thank you. Happening today, lawmakers are discussing constitutional amendments that could end up on the ballot in November, including one that places a cap on North Carolina's income tax rate. The amendment would prevent lawmakers in the future from raising North Carolina's income tax rate above 3.5%. Some homeowners we spoke with say this could provide some financial relief. Critics say it could end up forcing big cuts to state government in the future. And a similar proposal just 18 months ago failed to win Republican support in the legislature, even though Republicans control both chambers.
Well, that constitutional amendment, Renee, is just one of many Republicans want on the ballot this fall. In fact, a Senate committee will also take up a right-to-work amendment proposal today. This is explicitly an anti-union effort. The video you're seeing here is from a past pro-union demonstration in Raleigh. Now, this thing that we're talking about here, it's already a law in North Carolina, but creating a constitutional amendment would make it harder to repeal that law in the future. And then you have this proposal, a right to farm amendment. The pro-farming amendment would broadly support North Carolina's biggest industry, agriculture. And you can learn more about this effort on WRAL.com. That story is actually on our homepage.
Happening today in Durham, the city manager will present his budget proposal for the next fiscal year. The city council will hear that proposal at this afternoon's work session before it's made public at tonight's meeting. The meeting will start at 7 p.m. at City Hall. 6:10 on your Monday. Mid-air collision. 4 airmen are okay after 2 jets crashed into each other at an air show. We'll take you through the moments before and after the crash as they were caught on video.
Plus, climbing costs. Artists and vendors at Artsplosion said that rising prices are making it harder and harder to stay afloat. How these higher costs are affecting local creatives and small business owners.
And it was a hot one yesterday. We broke the record high, and we'll come close to it again with highs in the mid-90s. I'll let you know when the heat breaks coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
.613, look at this beautiful sunrise in progress here at Franklinton. A little bit of high thin cloud cover. It's going to be a bit hazy as we get through the day. Just there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere and a lot of heat too. It's 68 already in Fayetteville, 64 in Roanoke Rapids, 70 in Durham, and 68 in Goldsboro. So we're starting very warm this morning and a little on the muggy side too. So heading out the doors, you're sending the kids out, definitely shorts and t-shirts. Obviously, it's nice and mild out there currently. And if you're going to be exercising, we're to that time of year where you definitely want to get it done during the first half of the day. Already by lunchtime, it'll be right around 90, and even at 7 o'clock, it's 91 degrees, so it doesn't cool off very quickly. Now, overall, we will start to cool off toward the end of the week, but it could be a bit wet for the holiday weekend. We'll look at that coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Let's start with this look at that northern loop of the Beltline, more specifically I-440 at Ridge Road. Traffic beginning to pick up just a bit. The westbound lanes coming toward us this morning. So let's widen out the view, give you a look at the entire loop of that northern section of the Beltline. We're not seeing any delays whatsoever, stretching all the way back to the I-87 440 interchange. So that's really good news. Coming up, we'll take a look at some other major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wake County area.
Ken, thank you. Video shows the moment 4 crew members were forced to eject after 2 fighter jets collided at an air show. This happened at the Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho. And you can see the 4 parachutes deploy just before the jets plummet to the ground and explode. A spokesperson for the Naval Air Force's U.S. Pacific Fleet confirmed this morning, that this happened during an aerial demonstration. The 4 crew members safely ejected. They were being evaluated by medical personnel. Organizers called off the air show after the crash.
Well, it was a busy weekend across the Triangle, and there were festivals and events, and many of them felt the effects of the rising costs that we've been seeing. Actually, one of those festivals was Artsplosion in downtown Raleigh. Artists from across the country brought their work to Fayetteville Street for this 2-day event. And the war in Iran has sent oil prices surging over the last few months. And for big events like Artsplosion, this not only affects food trucks and vendors, but it also affects the artists through higher costs for their materials. And for these artists and vendors that we spoke with, it has them rethinking just how they're going to approach shows like these in the future.
We'll have to work. We'll have to survive. We'll have no choice.
Just really trying to, again, hone in, maybe not do so many travel shows, and really about sort of community and networking and customer relations.
Yeah, not to mention it costs to travel, right? Well, in addition to high oil prices, the war in Iran has also caused a shortage in fertilizer, and that has resulted in higher food prices.
The same thing causing our summer heat will also be a big player during hurricane season. Meteorologist Chris Michaels breaks down the Bermuda High and why we will care about it for months to come. Chris.
Yeah, something that really sticks with us through the summer months. It's called the Bermuda High because it's an area of high pressure near Bermuda. I know, shocking, right? Clockwise flow around it is helping to really pump in the heat and humidity, but that same clockwise motion is what helps to guide tropical systems too, just depending on the strength and the location of the high. So looking into tropical season, let's say you get one of those storms that forms off the west coast of Africa, heads toward the Caribbean. If that Bermuda High is closer to us, kind of shoves that storm toward the Gulf, whereas if it's a little bit farther east, that storm could potentially become a threat to the East Coast or be sent out to sea. So again, the location of that Bermuda High in the months to come is really going to be very important. I bring that up because 2 weeks from today, that's when the Atlantic hurricane season officially begins, running from June 1st to November 30th. National Hurricane Center putting out outlooks right now, thankfully over the next 7 days, nothing to be concerned with. But our hurricane season outlook, well, that airs this evening at 6 o'clock. It'll be on WRAL.com shortly thereafter. In the meantime, Elizabeth, humidity at least not tropical yet, but it felt muggy coming in this morning.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just been so nice lately. We've had temperatures in the 70s. Humidity's been low. So, I think any addition of humidity is something we really notice. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh. It's going to be hazy today. There are a few high thin clouds out there as we take a look from the WRAL department over downtown Raleigh. 70 our temperature, and a southwesterly wind at 7 is going to keep the heat in place. We'll be very close to records again today. We broke the record high yesterday. It was 92 and we hit 94. 94 again today, but the record's 95 in Raleigh and the record in Fayetteville is 96. So we'll be very close to it. This is a look at our next weather maker. We have a cold front that'll be heading our way. But as Chris was talking about, our Bermuda high sitting out there off the coast is holding this back for now. That high will start to slide eastward and allow this cold front to move on in. It has been producing some severe storms. A little earlier in the newscast, we had video of a tornado across parts of Nebraska. So more of that. It's all the way up to a level 4 for parts of the plains. Tomorrow, it's a level 2 as the front crosses the country with a whole lot of people in that level 2. But Wednesday, as it keeps moving eastward, it weakens a little bit and it's down to a level 1 risk. And we're not looking at a severe threat per se out of this, but we'll see a stalled front that'll help to bring us some rain. That begins on Thursday, maybe even late Wednesday. This is 6 p.m. Thursday with some showers, the chance Friday morning and then Friday evening. We've got so many days to talk about. I'm just going to kind of move through it because what you want to take from this really is there's a chance of rain each day. There's Saturday at 5 o'clock, there's Sunday morning, and then there's Sunday afternoon, and Monday could be exactly the same. So we're not looking at all day rain every day. Thursday may be the wetter day, and then after that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we'll have the chance of at least some afternoon storms. We could see as little as half an inch of rain or as much as an inch to an inch and a quarter. You can see again the days and the cooler temperatures too. 77 on Friday, and then we climb into the upper 80s through Monday with that chance of scattered storms each day. So we need the wet conditions, but of course it is a holiday weekend, and keep checking back as we help you plan around it, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Nothing but green showing up on our traffic map this morning. That incident just popped into the traffic center. Take a look at it and see if it's going to affect your morning commute. But checking some secondary routes that tend to get busy as the morning wears off. Right now it wears on. Right now we're not seeing any delays coming in from Wake Forest on US 1 or on 401 coming into Roseville, coming in from Roseville at to 540. And speaking of 540, we're not picking up any delays on those westbound lanes from Capitol Boulevard all the way over to I-40. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Keeping out ticks. Now is the time to take steps to tick-proof your yard. Live on Your Side shares what you need to know to keep your family safe.
Plus, Principal of the Year. A statewide honor has been given to a Wake County principal this year. How her students plan to celebrate her today.
Happening today, a group of Wake County students will be celebrating their principal after she was named North Carolina's Principal of the Year. We're talking about Mariah Walker, who is the principal of Wake Young Women's Leadership Academy in Raleigh. Her students will be celebrating that achievement at a ceremony later this morning. School officials say students have made cards and posters to honor their principal. More than $100,000 was raised over the weekend to help children with disabilities and developmental delays. About 1,000 people packed the Gettin' Piggy With It barbecue festival in Raleigh yesterday. Love the name. The sold-out event featured award-winning chefs and pit masters from all across the country. And the money raised supports the Frankie Lemon School and Foundation, which provides education and therapy services for children in the Triangle.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
robots on a plane, and Tom Brady striking a pose on the runway.
And to talk about it this morning, we have Ken Smith here on What's Trending.
Yeah, so let's start with Southwest Airlines telling passengers, leave your humanoid robot at home. The airline is changing its policy after a robot named Stewie went viral last month after he boarded a flight. Now, Southwest now says human-like or animal-like robots are not allowed in the cabin or as checked baggage.
They cited lithium-ion batteries commonly used in those robots as the main reason for the change. There was also a separate incident on a Southwest flight involving a robot that led to a delay, but I would imagine there were passengers complaining about Stewie.
That's how you know we're in the future where, like, the airport's going to say, please leave your robot at the door before boarding your flight. Like, that's the new update you have to have.
It's here. It's here. All right. So how about this? Football legend Tom Brady spotted on the catwalk this weekend at the Gucci fashion show in Times Square. The 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback clad from head to toe in black leather.
I don't know. Derek Zoolander wore it better. Who knows? No, I'm teasing. It was actually a busy weekend, though, for Tom Brady because he also delivered the commencement address at Georgetown University on Saturday, but still had enough time to strike a pose.
There you go.
Kind of like Terminator-ish there.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just these shades.
Ken, thank you.
Well, happening tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes will find out who are they going to play in the Eastern Conference Final. Game 7 of the series between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens is tonight. The Sabres forced Game 7 after blowing out Montreal in Game 6. And puck drop for tonight is 7:30. The Eastern Conference Final starts on Thursday night, and Game 1 will be at Lenovo Center. Meanwhile, you have NBA action on NBC tonight, playoff action specifically. It's Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. The San Antonio Spurs will be in Oklahoma City to take on the defending champions, the Thunder. Tip-off is scheduled for 8:30 p.m., and you can watch that game right here on WRAL.
Early morning shooting. A woman was killed in Durham. What we know about this investigation from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker.
Plus, preparing for the rush. Memorial Day weekend is just days away. What you need to know as you finalize your travel plans.
And we are hot and dry for the next several days, today through Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, we're getting into some cooler temperatures and a chance for rain heading into the holiday weekend. I'll walk you through it.